Welcome to another episode of the Magic Conch, the show where Randy and I sit on our asses and talk about absolutely nothing.
Hey, patty cakes, how the are ya?
Pretty good, Randy Simel. Hey,
Oh,
man, guess
man.
what?
Oh, what's that?
Happy St. Patrick's Day, my friend.
Oh, happy St. Patty's Day, St. Patty's week. Ah, feels good. I'm wearing the only piece of green I own, literally the only piece. I don't fuck with green that much. I just don't.
Listen, man, I don't know if you knew this, but green is the color of money.
It's
But
true.
also,
It's true. We could be wearing
I
dollar
unfor-
bills.
exactly. I unfortunately could not wear green because of the power of green screen here at Shell Studios.
It's true.
But as you can see, we got the nice green screen for you coming at you St. Patty's Day. And listen, we got all the Krabby Patty content coming for you on St. Patty's Day. So no
It's
one
true.
gets more patty than us on St. Patty's.
And if you're thinking, whoa, I'm listening to this on Spotify or iTunes or any other podcast platform you usually use, I'm not seeing the visuals. Yo, just check out Twitch and check out YouTube. We're there, baby. We're there in the flesh.
That's right.
In the green
I mean,
flesh.
We know our voices sound sexy as fuck, but you also need to see our faces.
Equally as sexy. Equally. It's beautiful.
Interesting nonetheless. But yeah, man, I know you got your drink. I got mine in the magic mug here. All right. You can see the green screen kind of fading through SpongeBob here, but yeah, no, this is our first St. Patty's Day special. I'm excited.
It's true.
What about you?
We don't do a lot of holiday specials outside of, our favorites. But, we might as well appropriate Irish culture. It's right there. It's right there for the taking. Here we go.
I mean, we're not the only ones, right? I feel like out of any other holiday, this and Cinco de Mayo are just the ones people take all the time without even realizing why, right? They're just like,
Yep.
It's just a day to go out and get fucking schwasty.
Like
That's it.
like every American adopted holiday. That's all it is.
Sure.
It's how can we turn any piece of historical significance for a group of people into a day of drinking? And we fucking come out on top every time in that attempt. Every time.
That's about as American as it gets, man.
Yep.
Right there.
Yeah, it is. Like, it's going to get to a point where, like, I don't even fuck with 4th of July that much, but even at that in like a century from now, people are going to forget why that was even an actual thing, and they're just going to start just like, why are we drinking this day? I don't know, man, but make something explode and hit me up with that hot dog. It's going to turn into St. Patty's. Like, could you brief me on the history of St. Patty's? He's like a saint, and I think he had an orgy with snakes or something. Like, what happened there?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's true. But that was the celebration after. But I think originally it's supposed to be the day that commemorates St. Patrick bringing Christianity to Ireland.
Oh, that sounds awful.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Ireland.
Listen, they're very religious people in Ireland, man. Very Catholic. Absolutely.
That is what I hear. That is what I hear.
What's interesting too is, do you know, and again, I'm not trying to appropriate here, man. If I'm wrong, correct me on this shit, please. But I do hear that the reason why people like to wear green on St. Patty's Day is because leprechauns are known to pinch people. And if you're wearing green, apparently you're invisible to leprechauns, and then they can't pinch you. That's at least what I heard.
Oh, is that why the pension is a thing at all? I know, like, the pension's a thing. Okay. Now, where the hell do leprechauns? Where does that myth come from? Like at
The hood.
the hood? Okay, it sounds like some
Yeah.
hood shit. It sounds like some hood shit. This dude is dapper
sounds
down in green and.
It sounds like some crack addict shit, honestly. Like, a small dude will come up and pinch you. That sounds like crackhead activity right there. It's just like, hey man, you got some of that crack? No, bam. It's like pinch you and run off. You have like hepatitis and shit. I'm just joking, guys. I'm just joking.
I don't honestly know what I would do if someone pinched me. I don't really know. It's such a weird, non-eventful interaction. Like, I would want to probably hit them, but it's like, yo, man, he's pinching me, man. He was pinching me. I don't play that shit.
You know you can't let motherfuckers pinch you in these streets. What's wrong with you?
That's how they see you're weak. Letting people pinch you. I just feel like any response to pinching would be disproportionate. Just like, it just wouldn't be a good look. I just think you just lose. Like, if you punch someone because they pinched you, that doesn't seem. Do you pinch them back? Then it just seems like a weird, like, kind of tickle fight. I just don't want to be involved in pinching scenarios at all.
That's why gangsters never got Facebook back in the day, right? Because you can't be hard unless someone poke you online, right? It's like, oh, I'm a gangster, I'm a thug, but fuck, man, this random dude on Facebook just sent me a poke. I can't let motherfuckers poke me.
Hey,
I stand for that shit.
Where's my money? Poke.
But it was a gangster poke, you know. It's just like yeah. So
it reminds
me
of that bit on The Office from Craig Robinson's character Daryl, where he always lies to Michael about gang stuff because Michael's ignorant. And he's like, yeah, anytime I had beef with one of my homies, we do fluffy fingers. That's when we just tickle each other. And soon, he's tickling me, I'm tickling them. Everyone's laughing. We forget why we beefing. And I actually think fluffy fingers should be implemented in real world scenarios now. Now that I'm embracing it now. I'm embracing it. You're right.
Yeah. The world would be better off if we just settled things with fluffy fingers.
Just tickle each other until we forget our differences and we're all just happy. And that's what St. Patty's is all about.
Exactly. It's about tickling. And unfortunately, people have ruined that for us, right? Because pedophiles and shit have taken tickling to an inappropriate level.
That's true.
So now no one can tickle.
That is true.
Which is a shame. So actually, tickling is off the table.
Yeah.
For now, at least. I don't know if we can bring tickling back or if it's too late. But we'll see.
Pedophiles, men in general, we don't act right. People like this. I think I just blame our gender. Really, that's why we can't tickle. It's just our gender's fault. Ain't no tickling. Let
us know in the comment section below what your favorite tickling story is. How did it end for you?
Top tier tickling. There has to be somewhere like people just shit themselves, right? Like starts off innocent, like, oh my god, no stop. Oh my god. I'm sorry. Ends in
a queef, which in turn ends the relationship.
I'm all for a queef. You could queef it up, I'd rather queef than farts,
they're the same thing, right?
Yeah, it's a different odor. Whatever.
I don't even know, man. I don't know. You got to let us know. People need to educate us. We're asking them to educate us. They need to answer the call.
You ever do a reverse queef?
You know what? I was going to come up with a witty retort, but I'm actually much more curious as to what your definition of a reverse queef is. So please tell me.
Okay. So I was performing cunnilingus on a nice lady for a while, to the point where I burped in the pussy. Just burped right in it. That's a reverse queef.
You burped in the pussy.
I burped in the pussy, man.
Did she notice?
I don't know. She was in her own zone. She was zoning out, I think. But I noticed.
You know why? You know why that happened, right? It's because you were drunk off that pussy.
It's true, man. I was just eating it up. Yeah, I was full.
You were like SpongeBob and Patrick when they were at the Goofy Goober restaurant in the movie, right? They were drunk as fuck off of ice cream somehow. That was you, but with pussy.
It was even more like that episode when Patrick and SpongeBob were drowning, and in the beach where SpongeBob was pretending to be a lifeguard and took over.
Oh, Goo Lagoon.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was drowning in the pussy. It's drowning in the pussy. Had cramps and everything. That's reverse queef. So someone queefs on you, just know you can reverse queef, and it's equal.
And people don't get us wrong. We're not being derogatory here. We love cats. We are literally talking about cats, the animal. We love drowning in them. They're just so cute and cuddly.
I'm talking about vaginas.
Rainey's talking about vaginas.
Beautiful times. Reverse queef it up. It's St. Patty's. It's the day of your Lord. So reverse queef.
If you got beef, just queef. That's a slogan.
I like that. That sounds like one of those like dare kind of level slogans that you would see in school. Just when it said it's about beefing and queefing.
Girls get the weird end of the stick sometimes, man. I don't know. If I was a young woman, I had to sit through a PSA that said, when you have beef, just queef. I'd never go back to school. I'd just fucking quit. I'd be like, I'm done. I'll take my chances elsewhere. School is fucking weird.
This is not good education. Because I think what that slogan implies is if you're fighting with someone, instead of fighting, you just instead of fluffy fingers, it's queefy fingers. I think is what we're implying here.
I don't even know what that is. It's like, do you queef on the finger and then go, I smell my finger? It's like, That
I don't. I was actually thinking like some kind of like X-Men, like a shitty X-Men where they can like send out farts and queefs in their hands. Like, phew, man, queefed on you.
that's like some
Wouldn't be cool.
that's like some Fairly Odd Parent level shit. Remember when his dad gets superpowers, but he picks the most ridiculous superpower, like meat vision? I feel like that's in the same vein as
Meat vision sounds familiar. Dude, meat vision sounds like you just solve world hunger with meat vision, right?
No, that's true, but
Yeah.
it's just not badass, right? It's just like, oh man, Thanos appeared. Let me give him a bratwurst. See if he changes his mind.
Could you turn Thanos into like a steak? You know?
Oh, that's a good question.
You know, so like some Majin Buu shit? I don't know.
You know what? That might be true.
Yeah.
And then in that case, it's kind of broken.
Yeah. Any problem, you just you beef it. You beef the beef. You beef the beef.
By the way, let us know in the comment section below what you think Randy and I are drinking.
I mean, you can see what I'm drinking, but you will never guess the flavor. Dude, I've been drinking so many hard seltzers lately because I want to drink things. Like, I want to sip on things throughout the day. But regular beer, like IPAs I usually drink, are like 320 calories per can, all carbs, go straight to my dick. I can't, like, I need to shed the pounds off my dick. I can't go into the summer with this fat dick. I can't.
Girls do not find fat dick attractive, man.
No, I don't like it either.
Hell, even guys don't find fat dick attractive. So don't do it.
I have to like sit with my legs in like I don't know, 270-degree angle. It's just swinging low. And it's just I don't like it. It's too fat. It's too fat. Condoms don't fit the same. It's too fat. It's too fat. So I gotta do some dick ups, you know, some beef ups.
What are dick ups? Are dick ups like the Tenacious D dick ups? Have you ever seen that movie, Tenacious D and the Pick of Destiny?
I haven't seen it. I'm aware of it.
He hasn't do cock ups. Like one of the characters has to do cock ups per command of Jack Black's character, and he's just like laying on the ground trying to push his body up with just his cock.
Yep, that's one form. I think another one is like having like a weight around your dick, and then doing that thing where you kind of move it up and down. You know,
not everyone can do that, right?
Is that just not a function of a penis, just be able to move it up and down? That's not a default. No.
Not everyone can do that. I've asked around. I've done the research.
Did the survey just like drop your pants?
Yes, I have.
Let's see.
Yes, I have. Yes, I have.
Visual evidence. Oh, interesting. I didn't know that. I feel like I thought that was a thing everyone could do. You know, just up and down. All right. Well, dicks are different.
No,
dicks are different.
Every dick is different in its own beautiful way.
It's true. Dicks are beautiful. Vaginas are beautiful. Assholes can look good.
See, that was my question.
They can. I'm beginning to accept assholes for what they are. You know, a little bit more.
It's true. Most people, assholes get a bad stigmatization, right? Because people try to make them into something they're not. Right. That's the problem with society. We try to either save shit with a Mother Teresa complex, or we think we can change it. Just accept an asshole for what it is, an asshole. And with that expectation, you'll never be disappointed.
It's true. It's true. Like if you have anal sex and then some shit comes out, well, you put your dick in an asshole. Like what? Like, yes, that can happen. It's fine. It'll wash off. You're good.
For people thinking we're being super gross, we're not talking about like dudes' penises. We're talking about like whales, like Moby Dick. You know?
I'm talking about penises.
Once again, Randy is talking about genitalia.
Yeah. But sure, they're just beautiful things. Beautiful things. Sometimes. Depending on how you use it. Sometimes it's
Would you consider breasts genitalia?
No. They're not. They're like, are they technically called reproductive organs? I mean, they're not involved in the reproduction process, so I don't think so. No, there's breasts. Like that's all they are. Like I'm sad.
I'd do another survey.
I'm sad that my psyche has also sexualized breasts. Like on paper, I'm like, yeah, like free the nipple. Like who cares? They're just titties. I have titties. I've seen your titties. Like it doesn't mean it's a sexual event unless you want to make it sexual. But unfortunately, our default is making it sexual.
He's actually talking to me directly, audience members.
Yes,
he has seen my titties.
Yes,
like these titties right here. He has seen them many times.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so that's what he meant.
Yeah.
All right. Don't make it weird. I'm just letting you know that's what he meant.
Yeah.
All right.
Free all titties. Free all titties.
and boners, man. There's a lot of boner shaming going on. I don't appreciate it. I don't appreciate it.
See, I was with you for a while there, you know, like in our history of our boner talks. But again, men don't know how to act with their boners. It's been proven. Like women know how to act with their titties. They feed kids, right? Men, we don't know. We don't do good things with our boners usually, you know. So it's until as a gender we learn what to do with our boners, we should probably get them taken away from us. Honestly, like we're good people, but the gender itself, you just can't trust as a whole. So I'm okay with getting boners just taken away until we learn how to behave.
That sounds like some shit a mom would say. Like, you don't know how to use this toy, I'm gonna take it away.
Yeah, that's all the women. That's the response that they should have to all men. Like, you don't know what you're doing with that, both from a pleasure standpoint and how it affects society. So, men, that's some like weird Twilight episode. Like, all men no longer have dicks. You know, you just lose your dick and balls. A lot of men need to be neutered. I think instead of like you know, just default prison sentences or people just not getting a sentence from court, neuter men. Just neuter them. Any problematic man, fucking neuter him. Neuter him. It decreases aggression, just like in dogs. You know, maybe it helps with some testicular cancer rates. I don't know. Let's try it out. See what happens. I think the world will be a better place. Not for us. So
just for the record, I do not agree with Randy on this statement. So you can at us. Okay, we know these are hard hitting topics. I think, and for precisely the counter argument being, when you're young and going through puberty, it is just your boners appear out of nowhere. You could be looking at a doorknob, right? And somehow it's sexually arousing and you get a boner. Sure. We should not be ostracized for getting boners. I mean, it's so random, right? What turns us on is like a snowflake, right? It's unique in its own way. Listen, it could be like that Pen 15 episode where I forget the name of the main character. She starts going through puberty and she finds like hair on someone's neck to be sexually arousing. It's like that. So why should we be putting other people down for having the same desires? Right? Now it's a different story if you're going out and, like in the words of Eminem, went into a strip club, had my jacket zipped up, flashed the bartender, and stuck my dick in a tip cup. That you shouldn't do. That's different. But you shouldn't have to be ashamed of your boner. That's all I'm saying. All right? That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. At the core values, you shouldn't. But most people stick their dick in tip cups. They put their tip of their dick in dick cups. Dick cups. Dick cups, man. That's the issue. Until we solve dick cups, we can't have our dicks up.
You know, I'm sure I'd mentioned this to you, the whole controversy of people on Twitter, or on not Twitter, TikTok trying to cancel Eminem. I love how they use the "I love the way you lie" lyrics to try to cancel Eminem, when that's like the worst example to use, because the whole point of that song was to talk about toxic relationships. They should have used that song, right? So use the old Slim Shady LP.
Yeah.
Talk about that shit. Not that example. So that part was always funny to me. It's like, that's a perfect song to kind of nitpick Eminem if you want to try to cancel him, but you picked probably his most meaningful song to try to use to do that with. So
yeah, that's how I interpreted that song too. It was representing a toxic relationship that he's been a part of before. Wasn't like glamorizing trying to set your partner on fire. It's like, yeah, that's, if you're in a toxic relationship, that is the hyperbole of your thoughts. And yeah, exactly. he has some, like, I've memorized most of his albums as a young Eminem fan, and still am today. But there's some awful lyrics that I can't even say out loud when I revisit his old, like, 1999 shit. It's just like, yeah. Like, I can't really argue against people who are like, I really find this offensive. He's using homophobic slurs. I'm like, yeah, you're right. It was almost every rapper was, which is awful. Like, it doesn't excuse it. It's kind of like trying to revisit Eddie Murphy's Raw from the 1980s. Yep. It's like, we all know he's a great comedian. Even he acknowledged he can't even listen to that album anymore because of how outdated his language was. And yeah, that's a lot of things. Now, if people learn from it, cool. Yeah, you grow from it. Some people double down. Like, it's hard for me to, like, those DMX songs we were, like, in second grade. Oh, my God. Fucking Party Up and all that kind of stuff. Love it. Love it. Incredibly homophobic stuff. You just kind of have to, like, cover your ears and just cringe through it if you want to enjoy those songs. It's hard to do. It's hard to do.
Yeah, I think no one's more guiltier of that shit than DMX. Let's be honest. I mean, I think every other line from DMX was a homophobic line, which is ironic, right? Because it's ironic because he's the one who's been in jail the most out of any rapper I know. I think that man lives in jail. He likes being in jail. So
seems that way.
Ironically, probably a lot of sodomy going on in DMX's life, right? Whether he's giving or receiving or both.
Probably. I kind of assumed it was like a deep-seated issue he had where he's been in those situations. He's trying to like scream the thoughts out of his head by being homophobic. That was my uneducated psychoanalysis of Mr. X.
Unlicensed man, just unlicensed.
That too. Hopefully, Mr. X, he has better feels on the matter. 'Cause he was legit like angry, just at gay people for no reason. He was just like angry. I show no love to homo thugs. Why do you feel this way, X? We need to have a talk.
That kind of gives X gonna give it to you a whole new meaning if you think about it in the context of him being in jail and just ranting about his experiences.
Sure.
Just think about that.
Yeah. We need to have DMX on the show to get to the bottom of this. We need
the Rough Riders anthem.
Sure. Stop, drop, open up shop. What are you opening up?
Exactly.
You can tell us, X. You can tell us. It's 2021. Everyone's very accepting. That's what St. Patty's Day is all about, baby. Acceptance.
Yeah, kind of a weird 180 on the 360 on that one, but we're back.
We're 360 with it, man.
Patty's Day.
We 360 with it, baby. That's how we do.
I will say this, man. We, had a lot of college adventures, and I have to say, St. Patty's was never that bumping for me, right? I know a lot of people like to wear green on St. Patty's Day and go extra hard, but we went to a lot of college parties, and in my personal experience, I never thought St. Patty's Day was any harder than the other times we went out on weekends. So, I mean, do you have any particular experiences with St. Patty's Day, whether not in college or after?
I think, well, St. Patty's last year was the last time I was like partying in public. That was like the last time. And even then, like, we were like, yeah, we probably shouldn't be doing it. But, it's like 4 days after the lockdown. Yeah, we might be good. And we were just like, oh, no, it's going to happen for, like, St. Patty's last year was fun because it felt like the last hurrah. Like, the news stories started getting a little bit more real about COVID of like, yeah, it's actually a real problem. It's going to be here. It's worse than the flu. It's a whole thing. So that one was kind of like a last hurrah of like I would go to my friend Kay's house and like she would have a bunch of breakfast burritos that we'd buy. We'd make mimosas. So for like 2 hours, we're just eating burritos and drinking champagne and shit. And then we would go out for like 12 hours just over here in Denver and Rhino and Lodo and just party up. Just party up. I think St. Patty's post college has been way better than St. Patty's in college. I think the only time I feel like I did something for St. Patty's that I remember, we did like a kind of like a bar crawl around downtown. We kept having like Irish car bombs and shit like that. And then then we all just green out. We don't even black out. We just green out. You green out on St. Patty's Day.
Greening out, is that like you wake up next to a naked leprechaun that you fucked, like, or fucked you?
Could be.
How does that work exactly?
Can you
elaborate more on greening out?
Each St. Patty's experience is unique in its own way. Sometimes you're having sex with a leprechaun, and sometimes you just wake up next to bags of weed. Like greening out, it's different. It's different.
Harold and Kumar style. I see you.
Exactly. Exactly. You have a 3-way with a bag of weed.
I like that. Can you imagine that scene? You just wake up next to like a leprechaun, and he just looks back at you. He just takes a puff of shamrock. He's just like, "Hey, babe, crazy night last night, huh?" And then when he exhales, it's a fucking rainbow, right?
That'd be cool. Like I'd be terrified because it overthrow my logic of the world and the reality we live in. But after I get
Listen.
over that existential crisis, I it'd be pretty cool.
Leprechauns are magical, man. They don't listen to the rules of physics. What are you talking about?
That'd be crazy. Like imagine if magic was actually introduced into your life. Like people believe in magic, but imagine you saw magic, like actual magic. It's like, what the fuck do I do with this information? What do I do? Do I find a god? Like what happens now? Do I pray to you, leprechaun? Are leprechauns problematic yet? By the way, like is that a problematic icon for the Irish culture?
I hear leprechauns can be mischievous, right? Because they're a form of fairy, if I'm not mistaken. They call them the faithful. I could be wrong on this. Again, correct me. But that's my understanding of leprechauns. So some of them could be very mischievous, while others could be very helpful. So it really depends. I mean, if Leprechaun in the Hood has taught us anything, it's that they're all bad. But we can't generalize. We don't generalize here on the Magic Conch. All right? We do a lot of things, but we don't generalize. So
generally.
Let us know. Generally, just let us know in the comment section your personal experience with leprechauns, right? And get back to us.
According to the serial lore of Lucky Charms, he's the victim. Like the leprechaun's the victim by all these like kids just trying to. I don't know why they're trying to steal this cereal the entire time. Like, just go to a fucking store. Get your own. Why are you trying to steal his? That's his.
It's
Get
like
he's a victim in that one.
It's like the Family Guy skit. Remember that one with Lucky Charms?
Sounds familiar. I feel like.
Do you remember that? Or it might be Rick and Morty.
I think it was like I remember a Trix one. I remember a Trix one where he like snapped the kid's neck or something for the cereal.
I do remember that, but I think it's Rick and Morty actually, where it's that one episode where they're watching Cosmic TV. Right? Universal TV.
The kids dig into his actual like intestines and stomach.
Yeah. He's like, "Oh man, they're eating me guts. They're taking out the Lucky Charms from me guts and eating them." And the kids just look really dead inside as they're doing it.
I don't know why you do this. Shouldn't even taste good. Oh my god. Oh Lord.
Exactly.
That's how you sell cereal, by the way. Get a commercial like that. Like, this is so good. You'll resort to cannibalism to get even a hint of that Lucky Charm delight.
Just a taste, baby. Just a taste.
Yeah.
Although they do say at the end of each rainbow is an orgasm.
Oh.
So maybe that's why. Yeah, that's why you chase the rainbow, right? Or taste the rainbow looking at you, Skittles.
Okay. All right. Did you know that apparently all the different Skittles are just the same flavor? You know, like they're coated in a different color, but it's not different. Like green and red, they're the same shit.
That's true.
It's a fake rainbow. It's a rainbow of gray. Rainbow. Sad.
Taste the lies.
Yeah, exactly.
That should be the new slogan for Skittles.
Yeah. It's a shame.
They used to have some weird Skittles commercials, man. There was one really odd one where this girl ate his kid's pimples because they were Skittles, and then
that's a classic.
She also had Skittles on her face and it said "contract the rainbow, taste the rainbow." I'm like, what?
I think that's my favorite Skittles commercial. That was like 2010 or something like that. They were just kind of wilding out, and I love that one because I like someone has some kind of serious disease, all right, where you have these external chicken pox esque conditions, and her first thought is, I gotta eat that. I gotta get up in there. She just peels it off and eats it.
She just looks like that dude from Mad TV. He's just like,
Can I have it?
Can I have it? That was what she did.
Yeah, and then she got it. And that's really ahead of its time. It's really a more parable to COVID and COVID interactions. You know, people get too close. You get too close, and then you get it too. Was it?
They can't even air that commercial now because of COVID. It just wouldn't be cool.
Gives off the wrong message. Like, listen, as long as you're getting Skittles, you can touch people and eat their skin. Like, taste.
Cannibalize the rainbow. Taste the rainbow.
Which, again, as a marketer, I'm for that commercial. I would greenlight that commercial. That's a solid ad.
You would greenlight it? I like it.
St. Patty's, baby. Let's go.
Woo-woo.
Let's go.
I almost wonder how many of those, just if I were to take the time to go back and just look at old commercials, just how many of them I would deem way too inappropriate for the current times. Probably be most of them, to be honest.
Yeah.
A different sense of right and wrong back then.
I mean, it's just weird shit. Like, I approve of most weird shit. Like the Capri Sun commercials, those are weird. They have like some kind of weird like Terminator 2 powers where you can just like morph into liquids and then fucking travel around the city. That's like what is happening there? Am I getting powers from drinking this? What's happening?
People would die in those commercials. They'd blow up.
That sounds right. That
they would like try to pop the pouch and then they'd blow up.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like there was one where he like sucks the pouch really thin, but then he shrivels up, the kid.
Yeah. I remember that. That's like some Willy Wonka shit. You know, you just change your entire anatomy because you ate something. You
Are Oompa Loompas supposed to be leprechauns?
No, but I think in the story there was a lot of parables to Oompa Loompas kind of being racist parables. Like they themselves, like they're like slaves. They're slaves serving the white man.
That's true. Yeah,
and the book was actually it had some problematic storylines in it, but I don't know. I think a Willy Wonka defender would say no. They had like a union, like they got paid. It was cool. Like they got salaries and food. It's like it doesn't come off that way in the movie. They just kind of like sing a song, like in a really like they sing degrading songs. Like just I feel like they were.
I don't like the look of it. Shout out to the Backwoods, by the way. That was their only album. I think that was their only hit single in the early 2000s. But that song is fire. It had like the Oompa Loompa sample in it. Like I don't like the look of it. Oompa Loompa.
It's a hot beat. It's a hot beat made out of Oompa slavery from the Wonka factory. In general, Wonka is just a terrible person, right? Like he's just openly allows kids to hurt themselves, right? Like I know this is going to turn you into like a tiny shrunken person, but I'm not going to stop you, right? You know, it's like freedom of will. Just go ahead. So many lawsuits had to happen after that. Like Charlie didn't inherit the chocolate factory. He just inherited all the Wonka's lawsuits. That was actually a ploy.
That's the real fucked up ending. Yeah.
It's like it ain't me anymore, man.
Book that never got released.
Grandpa Joe didn't read the contract, man. This is all you. You get the candy and the 100 lawsuits I have for killing children and slavery of an unknown species of people.
You imagine the bodies they found in that factory once they raided it? Oh my god.
Yeah, I think that one fat kid's still in a chocolate lake. You just drown in the chocolate.
Oh, I hated that fat mother. I'm just kidding.
I feel bad.
No, that kid was a dick. Most of those kids were dicks, but they didn't deserve that much of that was excessive punishment for sure. But another prime example of what was deemed acceptable back then culturally versus what's deemed acceptable now. So, there's some things that don't age well. I think the Willy Wonka movies, at least the old ones, did not age well. I know they're classics. Books are interesting. Just wasn't. I'm not a fan anymore of Willy Wonka.
No, it's pretty rough. Except for that one scene, that one horrific scene of the tunnel bolt. That's a great scene.
Oh,
that's a great scene.
That is. I remember. I forget who it is. Was it Marilyn Manson when he first came out? He had a music video that used that.
Yep.
And it was disturbing as fuck. I remember that actually. Yeah, I think it was Joe Pat was the name of the track. Again, fact check me on that. But yeah, strange stuff. Yeah. And actually, I just remembered something, man. The only time I ever really had a memorable St. Paddy's Day experience was actually when I was in the city of Philadelphia during St. Patrick's Day. And I actually had a date on that day. It wasn't planned that way. Like it just happened to be St. Paddy's Day when I had the date.
Yeah.
And I went out to this bar and I wore my green shirt. And I remember as soon as I walked in, the bartender was just like, yo, that's a dope shirt. Have a beer. I'm like, shit, thank you. He just gave me a free beer. That's the first and only time a bartender has given me a free drink, right? And it wasn't even like for any dramatic reason. Like I was spitting game or I was looking my best. I just wore a green shirt. I think it was the only green shirt I had in my closet that day. And they were just like, that's a dope shirt, man. Have a beer. I'm like, fucking thank you. So People in Philly, I felt the love, right? I felt the love. You gave me a free beer on St. Patty's Day. It's the city of brotherly love. We get a bad rep, but good people, good people. But I got there, right? Got my free beer, sat at a corner of the bar that I could find because it's St. Patty's Day. Everything's completely full. And I remember I'm sipping on my drink. My date comes in. Good chit chat, right? But what's the inevitable conclusion from drinking too much beer? You gotta take a piss,
Shitting
right?
yourself. Oh.
You gotta take a piss, right? All right, we need to hear that story in a second, Randy. I'll give you your time for that
That
one.
doesn't happen to everyone? Okay. Continue.
Yeah. And it was weird. I took a shit out of my dick. I don't know what happened. Anyways,
Oh, God.
go see a doctor. So I go take a piss, right? And when I come back, there's this dude, talking to the person I was on a date with, right? And they're doing their thing, spitting game. I don't get upset because I understand the struggle, right? Everybody tries their best, no matter what gender, what sex you are. It's tough. Going up to somebody that you don't know and trying to spit game is incredibly difficult and takes bravery. So I get it. So this person's spitting game to my date. Makes sense, right? I went to take a piss. Probably didn't see me with her anymore. Like, okay, nice, pretty single girl out there. Let me talk to him. So I come back, right? And the dude just like goes like this. He's like, "Whoa, man, this was your date. My bad. I didn't know." I'm like, "Bro, it's all right, man. I get it. I totally get it. All right. That just means I'm doing something right. If you're trying to spit game to this girl, that means you think she's cool as shit and beautiful, right? That means that's a compliment for me." And the dude was super drunk, and he just ends up saying like, "I like you, man. I like your style. I like your energy. I apologize for talking to your date. I just saw her there by herself, but do your thing, man. Respect. I'm like, likewise." And he begins to tell me a little bit about his life story, and he says that he is actually recently divorced, right, from a relationship he hated, and this was an older fellow, and he was just like, I'm just getting out there, doing my thing. Gotta bounce back from this. I'm like, you know what? Respect, man. I hope it works out for you. And this is the part I was not expecting. The man gets, and again, he's a cheery drunk, right? He's one of those happy drunks. He ends up slapping me up. He's like, "Respect, man. Have a good night. Good for you having such a beautiful date." And then he grabs my head and kisses me on the cheek, but like a smooch. It's not one of those like pecks. He just like, mwah, like a granny kiss, when grannies grab you and they go, mwah, it's like that. And it was a wet one too, man. Like he
French kissed your cheek.
He did. Yeah, he macked with my cheek.
There's a little tongue in there.
Yeah. And I remember he just left after that. And I just took a second to process what just happened. And I just look over to my date and she's dying of laughter. She's just like, "That man just kissed you before I did on this date." It's like, yeah.
Gotta be quicker than that.
Exactly. I used it to my advantage. It was just like, do you see how fucking awesome I am? People just kiss me on the regular like that. But
I'm pulling more guys than you. Let's go.
Exactly.
That's St. Patty's, baby.
But that date went well. But that was St. Patty's Day. A random dude kissed me in a bar. That's my experience with Philadelphia on St. Patty's Day. But yeah, just a hilarious time.
Sounds about right. It's weird because I feel like I can't tell what the actual St. Patty's Day is going to be like this year because the actual one is on Wednesday. We're recording this on like Sunday. But I hope no one kisses anyone on the cheek this St. Patty's Day. Unless they're already in your immediate household. You keep your wet cheek kisses to yourself this St. Patty's Day.
Listen, I'll keep my cheeks to myself, but
yes,
people need to keep their lips to themselves too. That's half of the battle. Listen to us. Listen to us right now on this episode. Keep your cheeks to yourself. Keep your moist lips to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Mm-hmm. We don't want moist ass lips, right? We just want you to keep your moist lips to yourself. Keep your cheeks to yourself.
Keep your moist ass to yourself. Yeah.
Exactly.
Ain't having none of that, man. We almost got vaccinated fully. We're getting there. Fucking get in there. Just keep
The light is at
to
the end of the
yourself.
tunnel, at the end of the rainbow. Exactly.
Just have digital St. Patty's Day party. Put on a green, I don't know, like fucking bra or condom, and just have fun in your own house.
Exactly.
That's what St. Patty's Day is all about. That's it.
But what you tell me, man? What are your plans for St. Patty's Day? I'm gonna keep it low key. I'm probably just gonna stay in my house, have a drink. Well, listen, you and I will probably stream on St. Patty's Day if you're not doing anything else. That's probably what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
But tell me, man. Tell me, talk to me.
So I have a week off. I'm starting a new job in 1 week. So I just took a week off in between to like do nothing. Like if stare at the ceiling, play fucking Pokemon Black, listen to fantasy football podcasts. That's all I'm doing. So my plans will probably be some kind of rotation of that, games and watching videos and streaming shit. That's if I'm good, that'll be all I do for St. Patty's Day. That's it. Just stay in here, keep my moist ass in here, drink a lot of beer, shit myself, play some games and stream. You know, like St. Patty's.
Not necessarily in that order.
Yeah, or all at once. This will be a travesty in a second, but that's what
really
St.
wild.
Patty's is all about. And you can still have that experience just in your own home. You could black out, but you could green out by yourself. It's fine. You can say some problematic stuff to people on a webcam. You don't need to say that in person. It's fine. It's fine.
I wonder if leprechauns, when they orgasm, if it's a rainbow or if it's green.
Maybe it's a pot of gold.
Something in between.
Which sounds painful, but maybe they jizz gold coins. They could. I don't know.
That's amazing. That's an amazing concept. Maybe
Yeah.
that's why they're so obsessed with their gold.
Because it was just like their donated sperm, but then
Yeah.
listen, if someone's jizzing gold, you jizz wherever you want, man. Just come over, jizz all over. Just jizz all over, man.
That's an open invitation. Randissimo was saying, please come and jizz gold coins in my house.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes.
Oh, welcome.
Absolutely. That's first of all, for scientific reasons, I'm trying to see that. All right, like I'm trying to see that. Also, I want gold coins. I feel like, the gold standard is apparently it exists. I could probably get some money from some gold jizz, right? Fair.
It's true. I also wonder, man, do you think, and again, we just need to consult some experts here, actually, but do you think people who are actually of Irish descent, right, they follow Irish tradition, do you think they get legitimately pissed off that people appropriate St. Patty's Day as much as they do?
Probably, right? Like it never
Like, have we
feels right.
ruined
Like
it for them?
like I usually don't like I accept that I want to drink with my friends, and I will take any segue to drink with my friends. And I usually don't like put on green or anything for St. Patrick's. I'm like, it's not my day. I can't participate and observe it because it means nothing to me because I am not a part of the culture. And if it was a part of my culture, I'd probably be pissed off that people are just co-opting it to finger fuck each other on the streets. Just like do that on your own time.
Don't do that this year.
No.
Okay?
No.
Put your fingers to yourself. Be insertive by yourself.
In here. I'm pointing to my heart.
You want someone to insert their finger into your heart?
Maybe.
All right. Poke Randy's heart. Okay.
Listen, Neo did that in The Matrix 2 to save Trinity, I believe. So if I'm in that scenario, poke my heart.
It kind of looked like he was groping her heart a little bit because he went.
It
like
was weird.
full
It was
in.
like a little. Yeah, he had a little. I mean, it's a heart, so he had to like. I don't know Neo's power set completely. He just squeezed the heart and put life
He
into it.
fondled the heart. He fondled her heartstrings.
Yeah, and brought her back. Bring me back to life. That's what Evanescence was talking about. She was talking to Keanu Reeves to grope her heart to save her life. That's what the song's about. Watch the music video. Watch it again. I'm telling you.
There it is.
That's what St. Patty's is all about, baby. That's it.
Well, you know what, man? I kind of like that idea. On Wednesday, if you don't plan on going out, we could just live stream ourselves bullshitting for St. Patty's Day and invite everyone to join. We could do something like that.
It's true. It's true. Live video party. Just have random people join up. Users, you want to just join up? Maybe we can, put you in our Discord or some shit. Let's get it popping.
Let's get a party
Maybe
going.
We'll play games, whatever. Circle jerk online. I don't care. I care a little bit. Let's not do that.
Do you need at least 3 people to actually be a circle jerk? Can you do that with 2 people?
See, that's a fair question because 2 points don't make a circle.
Neither do 3. 3 would make a triangle.
That would be. How many people do you need for a circle? I guess like you can draw a circle around points, but it's just like I feel like 5 people. I feel like you need 5 points.
You need at least 5.
A pentagram. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm cool with all kind of shapes for jerking off. Though, you know what? Usually just me. That's I never been in a scenario where I want it more, but you know, I don't know. If it's jizzing gold again, that's a wealthy circle jerk.
Just be a fucking polygon.
Yeah.
Right? You don't have to be anything specific. Just be a polygon.
It's a beautiful blob of I was gonna say of jizzing, but that sounded gross. But then I said it anyways to explain what I was thinking, and it was still gross. But that's what St. Patty's all about, baby.
Still aroused. Yeah, still aroused.
That's it.
It's weird.
Hey, nothing weird about that.
But future that's food for thought. Yeah, I think we might do that Wednesday. Do a little something, some extra for the people to get them going, right? Because we know if you're being responsible, you're staying your ass home. You deserve something. Damn it! Come join us, party with us.
There's big facts. But decided to give you guys St. Patty's at least a little bit early. I'm currently snowed in, so I'm not going anywhere. I'm stocked up on food and alcohol and weed, so I'm here, baby.
Not to mention, man,
living.
Let us know what your favorite drink of choice is on St. Patty's Day. I'm probably just gonna go for probably a nice. I'm feeling it. How about a nice like whiskey, like an Irish whiskey? Ooh, that sounds good. Probably do something with Irish whiskey on St. Patty's.
I almost just always just drink whiskey when it comes to liquor, just straight up whiskey. Historically, in my younger days, just rum and coke is usually my go-to, but now it's usually just give me whiskey and whiskey of some sort.
Can I have whiskey on that whiskey? I spike my whiskey with whiskey.
Yeah, exactly. I remember, I think it was back in Vermont where we had a whole day St. Patty's, a little celebration. We just, like my friend's wife just kept ordering like these car bombs and Jaeger bombs and shit and holy I don't know how we made it to 2 a.m. Like we were like struggling, but it was cool because everyone was on the same level of like, I think we're all going to die, but that makes interacting with people easier because we're on the same level of death at that point. Like people who are still up at 1 to 2 a.m. on St. Patty's Day, they're dead. They're like we're all dead at that point. But that's what the holiday is all about. How long can you go with that car bomb in your system before your system explodes?
And that's really what America is all about. It's adopting holidays. It's about cultural diffusion.
And
it's
appropriation.
About accepting everybody's differences, not discriminating against them, and just letting it come together with yours and making this beautiful thing. Obviously, we haven't succeeded in doing that yet. But you know what? I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful that one day we'll just see things for what they are, cool parts of people's history. We won't steal them or make fun of them. We'll just live with them, right? And then that's the day we'll truly have a wonderful St. Patrick's Day. That's the party I'm trying to be at. But until then, Randy,
it's true.
Why don't you tell them where they could find us?
Dude, big facts. You can find me in my bedroom. Happy year of COVID. Happy St. Patty's. And if you're just bored, chilling, you need to distract your own existential crises, just go on malumpictures.com. You'll find something there. You'll find this Magic Conch episode uploaded there, which is also on YouTube and Twitch and Spotify and iTunes. If you want to hear shit about movies, we got that for you too, baby. We got After the Act podcast on malumpictures.com. You can find that in all the same places. Or you could just find us streaming games on YouTube and Twitch. You can find posts about what we're doing on Facebook at Malum Pictures or at the Magic Conch podcast or at After the Act podcast. MalumPictures.com is your key to safety, fun, and beauty. Taste the rainbow. We out.
And don't eat a 4-leaf clover. That's not what they're for. Read a book, damn it. All right. We love you. Peace.